Alright, hi, hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wendy Ivy Martinez, also known as the Witchypreneur, and today I'm going to be talking all about the time that I astral projected and what felt like an alien tried to take over my body. I told this story over on TikTok, but I decided to like stitch it all together. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So I have always wanted to astral project. It's something that I've always wanted to do, that I tried learning how to do, and it's always been like pretty hard for me to do. But this one night, right, which I wasn't expecting to astral project, it was June 2023 that I was laying down in bed and I had my kids with me. My fiance wasn't here. He was actually with his mom in Ohio. The night that this happened, I had my kids with me and the door was like locked and closed, and I had the dog with me as well. So I fell asleep. I ended up falling asleep to like this dark academia music, and I remember waking up and I remember that I was like, oh my gosh, like I am astral projecting, because I could feel my body on the bed just sort of moving and tossing and turning, but I was also like a spirit slowly like looking down upon my body. So I could see my body on the bed and I could feel my body on the bed, but I was also this entity that was sort of floating up, sort of like my body. I could feel my body and my spirit, if that makes any sense. It was like being two entities at once, and it was really strange. So it was like my soul, and then it was like my non-soul human body. So when I started splitting up from my physical body, I decided, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Ohio. Like I want to go check in on my fiance and just see what like he's doing. Although it was already late at night and I'm Pacific time, he is Eastern time, so I know if I was asleep, he was gonna be asleep for sure. So I ended up to go see him, and like I floated over like the house and everything like that, or the apartments and everything like that, and I could see my mother-in-law, I could see her roommate, and then I could see my fiance tossing and turning on the bed. What I thought was really interesting though is that the cat actually could see me. The cat could see me in my astral body. The cat was literally looking at me, following me, like, what are you doing, in my astral body. So the cat noticed me. The dog didn't. Neither one of the dogs did. And my, like, obviously everybody else didn't notice that I was there either. But the cat knew that I was there. So I thought that was really interesting. Anyways, after all that happened, I ended up going into like space. It felt like I was floating in space, and something that I never fully understood was like the law of attraction. It was always something that I was very interested in, and like I've practiced it, but I never understood why it just came so easy to some people. And I remember getting this, I don't know if it was because I was in my spiritual form or what may have you, that I was able to get clear downloads and messages. And I remember how free and liberating I felt, and not only that, but I literally felt like the law of attraction was so simple, that like life could be so simple and so easy, and we make it way more complex than it needs to be. And I got this download that everything is energy, right? Everything is energy. And everything starts off in an energetic form, and all you need to do in order to manifest is to turn that energy and just pull it into the physical reality. So it already exists in an energetic reality. You just need to pull it to the physical reality, and that's literally as simple as it needs to be. And I remember thinking this and being like, life can be so easy, and this is so simple. Like, I don't know why I never did this. And I remember thinking that, and I just felt so free and like liberated beyond like human constructions and stuff like that. I hope that makes sense. Like I just felt so free and like liberated, and like literally like our physical bodies here on Earth does not have to be so hard as we like sometimes make it. And I know things happen that are like out of our control, but I don't know, I'm just saying what I felt in that aspect, not trying to, you know, minimize anybody's chaos, like anybody's pain or anybody's hurts, because that's not my intention at all. I'm just letting you know what I felt during that time that I was up in the astral realm. So once that happened, I started feeling this like pull from my physical body. And like I said, I could feel my physical body still on earth, but I could still feel my astral body. It was so weird. Like I've never felt anything like that, where I literally felt like I was two people at once, all at the same time. And I could feel my physical body, and my physical body was sort of like sending me warning signals, like warning, 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 warning. And so I remember checking in with my physical body, and I looked out my window, and it was obviously nighttime, and I could see a UFO, kind of like how you typically see UFOs on like shows and stuff, like this little like disc thing. It looked like that, and its lights were shining through the room, like into the room. And that's what I saw, like clear as day. And I don't think that, like, nobody was outside. I couldn't hear anyone outside. So I feel like this was something that I could see in my astral form, and maybe it was because it was like my spiritual form checking in and being able to see that, but my physical form wouldn't have been able to see it. So I saw that UFO thing, and then I was like, okay, I need to. And then as soon as I saw that, I felt something at the edge of my bed, and it felt like an extraterrestrial entity, sort of like, I want to say it was like a gray, it felt like a gray entity, a gray extraterrestrial. And grays tend to be known as like extraterrestrial beings that don't really have like emotions or anything like that. They're just they're here to like sort of study people, because they don't understand how humans work, because they don't have this like whole range of emotions and feelings and sensations that we have as humans. So I felt like that thing was at the end of my bed, and I felt like scared. Like I was really scared. And at the same time as that was happening, I felt the little string that like was pulling my astral body from my physical body. I felt like I was getting ready to like let go, not in the sense that I was like going to like die or anything like that, but in a sense like I felt like I was going to slowly completely separate and actually go into the astral realm, if that makes any sense. And I was like, okay, I can't do this. I can't do that right now. I can't do that right now. There is something at the end of my bed, and it almost felt, I don't know what it wanted with my body. I don't know if I don't know what happened, but I remember waking up, my spiritual self or my astral self went back into my body, and I woke up, and I was like, okay. I was like, okay, I'm awake. And I was awake. I was awake in my physical body, awake. And my kids that were at the end of my bed, they, like, my oldest daughter, who was 12 years old at the time, she literally has never sleptwalked in her life. She's never sleptwalked in her life, ever. Not once in her 12 years of living has she ever sleptwalked. And just to, before I say this next part, I need to give some context about my like oldest daughter. So my oldest daughter is, she's very unique, okay? She's very unique, and ever since she was a baby, a newborn baby, we used to call her ET head. And I've always felt like she was a extraterrestrial being in a human body. Like she doesn't feel like she's mine, but she also feels like there's something more to her. Like I feel like she really is a, you know, like light bringer, or a extraterrestrial being that just decided to either reincarnate as a human here on Earth and have the human experience, or she's just simply an extraterrestrial, you know? Like that's how I feel about her. That's how I've always felt about her, and she feels that way too. She's never really fit in with others. She's very to herself. She's very different, okay? She's very different and unique in her own special way. And she's always been she's always like liked ETs and things like that. And more specifically, I want to say she reminds me of a gray. Like even her physical features remind me of a gray. Like she's very like light-skinned, pale, with like big old eyes and like a smaller nose, and very like sharp. She has like that sharp like chin. Her physical features very much like remind me of a gray as well. And so to me, and I don't know if I've told her that she reminds me of a gray specifically, but I've always told her like, oh, and we always used to joke with her like, oh, your family's gonna come back for you, your family's gonna come back for you. Well, that night when I woke up and I was awake, you guys, in my physical form, my daughter was sleepwalking out the door, ready to unlock the front door. And I had to shake her awake. And my youngest daughter ended up waking up too, because I was like, Alice, 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 wake up, wake up, wake up. That's her name, Alice. And then my other younger daughter was like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Like, hey, you're sleepwalking, you're sleepwalking. And I know you're not supposed to wake up people that are sleepwalking, but it scared me so bad that all this happened in one night. And I literally felt like this extraterrestrial that I knew, like I said, I've always known there was something special about my child, as in like a sense, like I've always felt like she was a extraterrestrial being that sort of reincarnated on this earth. But this night, that whole joking thing that we would do where I was like, oh, your family's gonna come back for you one day, it almost seemed like that was what was going to happen. And the fact that one of them was at the end of my bed, I'm like wondering if whatever it may be, one of those beings was going to try to enter my body, live my life while I'm over in the astral realm. I don't know. I genuinely do not know. But I wanted to share this story just because it happened, okay? It happened, and do I want to astral project again? Yes. But after that night, I had so many mixed emotions. Like I was genuinely terrified, scared to astral project, but at the same time, that feeling that I had when I was astral projecting and the fact that I was getting all these downloads, it's just these mixed emotions of like, I've never felt anything like that. So beautiful, so freeing, so amazing, so many downloads. And at the same time being terrified that like, how can I make sure that this doesn't happen, but that I can still do this? You know, and I remember still the next day just waking up feeling so powerful as a human. Like, yes, we are humans, but we are also very spiritual beings, just living in a physical body. But we ourselves, our spirit is so much more powerful than we realize. We're so powerful. Like, we have so much power within us. The law of attraction can definitely be easy. It's literally just a matter of like, you want that, bring it here. It's here. It's already here. It's invisible. All you need to do is pull it into reality. And it's literally as simple as that. So I just wanted to share that story. Tell you guys, my daughter is still very much in love with extraterrestrials. I told her the next day about, I didn't tell her about like seeing the UFO and all that stuff, but I did end up telling her that she sleptwalked. Has not happened again. I have not astral projected again. I have not seen anything like that again. She has not sleptwalked at all ever since that. I don't know what was in the air. I don't know what happened that night that made everything so different. But something happened that night. But if you have any explanations as to what, please definitely let me know. And if you guys want me to share more stories like this, head on over to my TikTok channel, first of all, because I do have a lot of videos like that on my TikTok channel. But not only that, but if you also want to see them here on YouTube, just make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when I post. I post about 2 to 3 times a week and yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, If you have any comments, any questions, or any explanation as to what exactly happened to me, please let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!